For my internal assessment, I coded a website to be used by my client, who was my grandmother, and her mother, my great-grandmother, where they could both record the medicines they take on a daily basis, along with any other relevant details for their daily routines. Upon typing the URL of the website, the user is prompted for a username and password. This was done for security purposes and is managed on the Python Anywhere site, which is the hosting site for my website. The home page of the website deals with Success Criterion 1, where the user can enter medications that she takes, along with any other strings that she might wish to enter, such as daily reminders. For instance, I will now type the name of one of the medications she takes and confirm entry, and you can see how this would appear on the home page. The home page also features a calendar, which was simply coded with HTML and inserting an image, and also a countdown clock for her next birthday. The navigation bar featured on the home page, the coding for that can be seen here on the coding for the HTML template pages, which can be managed here from the Python Anywhere site. And here you can see a list of all the various HTML template pages, which contain both HTML and JavaScript code. For Success Criterion number 2, the user can click up here, switch user to mother's profile, and will be directed to another HTML template page, which features medications unique to her mother, and an HTML template page featuring the medication names, dosages, times a day to be taken, and the doctor who prescribed them. By clicking on Medication Management, the user will be brought back to the main homepage. But before that, I will show the drop-down part of the navigation bar on this particular page, where doctor contact information can be accessed. On this page, you can see the various doctors that both my grandmother and my great-grandmother visit, along with comment boxes coded in JavaScript. And I'll just pull that up here, where you could see how that was coded. Using div tags and various fonts and such, these comment boxes were created, and the user can enter comments given by a doctor, and I will demonstrate that now. So, by clicking in this particular text box, I'll just type a simple statement such as take new medication prescribed starting Tuesday. By pressing enter, this comment will appear and the user could enter additional comments. Going back to the home page for just a second, I'd like to mention that the comment box seen here is not coded in JavaScript. Rather, it was coded with the Python language and a MySQL database, which can be seen here, and this CGI interface is showing basically how you would interact with the contents of that database. In addition, the coding in this particular HTML template page for the main page is basically showing how a for loop can work to display those particular comments. In addition, the coding on this page, which is dealing with the Python side of my website, is showing how the website is connecting with that database here, and it's also showing how the various HTML pages are rendered based on the HTML template file that they relate to. By clicking here at List of Medications, the user can see a summary list of all the medications that either she or her mother takes, and this will deal with the next success criterion, where medications can be rated by stars. If the user clicks on this particular navigation bar, either 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, or 5 star, the user can enter information in this JavaScript text box, and I will just enter a type of medication, press enter. You'll notice how this appears, and the user can enter other medications. I'll also just show the other pages. They look identical, but you have 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, and 5 star. I'm just going to go back to the home page and show that from the daily reminders page, there is also pharmacy contact information I also thought would be relevant for my client. Going back to the home page, I will now bring up the priorities page, which lists relevant upcoming dates, which deals with the organizational aspect of my website. And again, there is a calendar, and this was just coded in HTML. Under the About section, relevant links can be found that would redirect to other sites. For example, I will click here at Pharmacy Services, and you can see how you are brought to another site. Going back for just a second, I'll show also here in the HTML coding section how I have hyperlinked the various websites behind the text here. For example, Pharmacy Services will bring you to the Walgreens website. Dealing with another success criteria is the page found by clicking on time of day from this navigation bar. I will just test that now. I have coded 3 separate to-do lists, which again could relate to either medications or just daily life. And these are pre-entered entries, but also the user could, of course, add something new, such as call brother. Press add. This would appear, and then once this is done, the user could delete it. The user could also delete the preset entries, and by clicking on evening, for instance, or afternoon, there are obviously different tables. The home page can be brought back by clicking here at medication management, and the home page is then rendered again. That particular to-do list could also be extended at some point to include medications, and then that would obviously deal with the success criterion that I have that deals with deleting medications, and that would be in addition to the tables that I currently have and the JavaScript text boxes and the Python text box present on the home page. Jumping back to the to-do list for a second, here you can see the code for those, which consists of JavaScript and also user inputs and variables, the specifics of which were discussed on the W3 School site, and I use that as a framework to understand what would go into that. But basically there are add buttons, delete buttons, and the various parts of coding. The colors of the backgrounds and such can be seen here. Those were coded in CSS. Lastly, I'd like to mention how on the daily schedule page for my grandmother, the medications are differentiated by times of day, and this again deals with another success criterion. Also in the future, I hope to enable the client to change these listings here manually, as opposed to doing that with the HTML code. Also, I hope the user can be able to enter relevant links besides the ones already listed, and again, this would deal with the organizational abilities of my website. In addition, the comment box seen here, coded in Python, that uses the MySQL database, could also be extended to multiple rows and columns to form a table similar to the one that was made in HTML for the medications to be taken based on times of day and the prescribing doctor and dosages.